Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nick Cavalli.
My name is Marcus White.
And we welcome you back to the Wrevolution.
Before we get started, we do want to address that it's been a while.
No, it hasn't.
No, it's yeah, you're right. We've been doing this.
Yeah, we show up in your feed all the time, right?
Yeah.
If not, then maybe you just haven't subscribed. I don't know. Okay, so realistically, we do want to address the elephant in the room, and I'm not talking about the fact that I very clearly lost 3 pounds. We have been inactive for the last 3+ months.
Yeah, it was kind of bad timing, to be honest.
We kicked off a podcast in the middle of what we did not know was going to be 3 of the hardest months of both of our lives.
Yes.
Some family losses, some outside things going on, both with my political campaign, your teaching career. Nothing tragic in the way of our professional lives, but, some home stuff going on. So
we did find it necessary to kind of put YouTube on the back burner for a little bit until everything was kind of fully back to the way things were prior to these last couple months. So
yes. So aside from some tragic loss, there's been a couple things going on, but we wanted to make sure that we were in the correct position to dedicate every bit of our energy to this journey, to this journey of professional wrestling that we are calling the Wrevolution, this podcast. So thank you guys for sticking it out with us. Thank you guys for continuing to push us. Everybody who's watched this podcast, who has pushed us to come back, who's told us how much they miss having us online, which we've met strangers just out in the street, which is really weird because
and cool. It's amazing.
I had no idea. But to the awesome dude at Hot Topic, thanks for watching.
And just know that this is the real beginning. Like, it's not over. The revolution is just starting.
Of course, and again, we have been through a lot, but Marcus and I, we are absolutely best friends. We are here till the end, and we love wrestling as one of our top things in life. So this is something that we want to continue to dedicate time to. We just had to wait until we could actually dedicate the time to getting this off the ground. And now that we have hit the ground, we have hit the ground running.
Absolutely. So we just wanted to let you guys know what the situation was, where we've been for the last couple months. And without further ado, this is your Monday Night Raw review.
Absolutely. Alrighty, guys, and before we do get started, I do want to dedicate this episode of our podcast to my late grandmother. She played a huge part in my life, and I know that she loved Marcus. So in that, I'm going to do my best not to cuss as much in this episode as I normally would, now that I'm no longer a political candidate. That all being said,
my name is Marcus White.
My name is Nick Cavalli, and we invite you to join the Wrevolution. So we are here on what we are calling the comeback edition of Monday Night Raw for the Wrevolution podcast, and we kick things off with who other than Randall Keefe Orton.
Yes, Mr. RKO himself comes out, and to open the show I'll just say it now, this man's never going to not be over, right? I mean,
there's not a chance. No matter how boring Randy Orton can be at times, how methodical Randy Orton can be at times, he's never going to be not over. This man is phenomenally over. Ooh.
Yikers. Yeah, but I guess since you said that.
Well, my favorite part is that slowly but surely he is just accepting the fact that he is a meme.
Yeah, he gets up like in the ring and the crowd's hyping him up. He just throws the mic down, does the pose, and
looks directly at the timekeeper and goes, "Sorry, I had to do it."
So Randy cuts, a pretty brief promo, just calls AJ out essentially.
They sent me out here to open the show excitedly, and
quotation, excitedly.
Well, excitedly is not something I really do well. Yeah, no kidding, Randy.
So then AJ immediately comes down to the ring, says really nothing of importance.
Except that he hit the most phenomenal RKO ever.
You gotta think that had to be like a little shot at the crowd there, because you've been seeing it all week. Fans have been ripping him. That was the most awful
That was pretty bad.
RKO I've ever seen.
That cutter was worse than the diamond cutter the DDP hit last week on Wednesday.
And DDP's like, how old?
He's in his 60s.
Yikes.
Yeah. AJ,
I mean,
work on it,
to
buddy.
be fair, old Alan Jones is getting up there in age, though.
Yeah, and that's not exactly his move.
Yeah, so Randy and AJ go at it kind of on the mic a little bit, and then who should come out but
because AJ Styles is going to eliminate everybody in the Royal Rumble match, and that includes Randy Orton. That includes Brock Lesnar. And does that include me?
Yes, Drew. Yes, that's how that works.
It probably does include you anyways.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre jokes, of course, that Randy and AJ are measuring the size of their RKOs, and my Claymore's bigger.
Randy just immediately just tosses the mic and walks away. He's just like,
I'm not
completely
having
done
this.
with this. Yeah. So this breaks down into a triple threat match. It was supposed to apparently be a one-on-one match between the two.
Drew McIntyre comes out and says, well, we could turn this into a triple threat match. Let's start it. Ding, ding, ding. What? You're also the ring bell now? Okay. Congrats, Drew. You got promoted.
Yes. So, like, right out the gate, who should come down but the OC, like, in some of the fastest interference I've ever seen in a match.
Immediately knocked out of the ring. And they're
then
gone for the rest of the match.
You don't see them again. Like, they're just gone.
Like, they didn't get hit with finishers. They just knocked out the ring.
Tossed out, you know.
They're gone. Good night.
So,
Rip Anderson and Gallows.
So this, yeah, like their WWE careers. But this match was essentially just Randy Orton versus AJ Styles with a little sprinkle, a little dash of Drew McIntyre here and there,
Just a little
just to remind you that he's in the match. And, I mean, he gets taken out pretty immediately. I mean, there were some pretty cool spots with him in there. I'll give you that. He's an amazing athlete. But
My favorite spot is when our Randy Orton hits him with the stairs and then puts the stairs neatly back into place.
Well, yeah, because the crowd were like, they were chanting one more, and then Randy's just like, nah, just puts them back in. Crowd didn't like that, but that's why you love Randy, right? Is he a face? Is he a heel? Do you care? You're cheering anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, so this match basically could have been a one-on-one. Why it's triple threat? I don't really know. Why is Drew McIntyre there? Is there a reason?
He had nothing better to do?
Yeah. Does anyone on Raw have
No.
anything better to do?
He was there because he had to be there for him to become Jerry the King Lawler's pick for Royal Rumble winner until an hour and a half later.
Yeah, so you see the mind games with AJ Styles and Randy Orton. AJ hits the vintage Randy Orton draping DDT. You see AJ go for the RKO multiple times.
Twice.
And then, both times blocked, by the way.
And then Randy goes for an RKO, blocked by AJ, and he hits him with the Orton Clash?
It was really good.
I mean, it was beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful Styles clashes I've seen in a while.
We're talking about...
Take notes, AJ.
I mean, I think
that's how you steal a finisher.
I think part of the rivalry here has got to be which superstar hits their opponent's finisher better, and I think you got to landslide Randy Orton, because that RKO from AJ was wow.
Then it was a 1-2... AJ kicks out of the Styles Clash.
So, when we were watching this...
A good Styles Clash.
I immediately turned and looked at you and said, you got to think when, like, AJ and Randy were going over this segment or this match backstage, that AJ goes, hey, Orton, so I'm thinking that, like, maybe I hit you with an RKO once in this match. And Orton goes, I like it, hitting someone else's finisher on them, except I'm going to hit you with a Styles Clash and you're going to kick out of it.
Huh? That's my finisher.
Yeah, it is. I'm Randy Orton. Do you want to get Kofi'd?
Stupid.
Yeah, so he hits him with the Styles Clash, kicks out, and then the original. Randy does hit the RKO on AJ Styles.
Only for McIntyre to come through, hit the Claymore on Randy Orton, and fall onto AJ for the 3 count.
Hey, his Claymore is bigger. He said it before the match
His
started.
Claymore was so big that Randy Orton couldn't even fit in the same ring as his Claymore.
So, yeah, it's then where Lawler does announce that McIntyre is his favorite to win the Royal Rumble match. And this is kind of the theme, though, for this Raw, and it's kind of my issue with the build-up to Royal Rumble every year. It's the fact that you can't really... They don't do anything. It's essentially just useless matches, superstars just being thrown in random feuds for no reason until the Rumble match, because what do you do?
Now, this is my thing, and this is personal, and look, I look at it this way because, you know, for those of you who don't know, we play a 2K Universe mode. When it comes up to our version of the Royal Rumble, we have qualification matches.
Wow.
Isn't that a brilliant idea? Like,
what a
30
concept.
matches, you could include 60 different people in matches.
I mean, what a concept.
Or have like 10 spots reserved for your crazy entrants like, you know, Taker, who's probably going to come back at how old, and
I mean, you have
possibly Sting.
I mean, you have to think WWE, who, like, you know, thrives on just eating talent from other companies and around the world. You've got a roster of hundreds, I mean, and you have a 30-man Royal Rumble. I mean, you could very easily hold qualification matches. That would fill your shows, your time slots for weeks, easily up until the Rumble begins.
Right, well, and of course, you could literally just do the last hour of Raw as a 10-man Rumble match. 15, 20-man Rumble match.
I don't know if I want to see that, though.
No, nobody does. I mean, you're looking for something to fill the last hour, right?
I mean, that's essentially what they do every year, though, on the last Raw and SmackDown of before Rumble every year. I mean, they have that spot where everyone runs down to the ring, tossing everybody out, and then you have the last guy. It's probably going to be Brock Lesnar this year. He just goes and poses, and probably be Lawler talking about, could Brock Lesnar beat this? Could this be the sight we see at the end of Rumble this year? I mean, that happens every year, right? So that's...
You're not getting predictable at all, I promise.
Yeah, that's... maybe hopefully I'll be wrong this year, but it's kind of... We're already following the trend already. And you see that, but the next segment is a promo with Seth Rollins and the Authors of Pain, the Monday Night Messiah, he's dubbed himself.
So, for those of you who don't know, and I'm going to be honest, I'm going to come clean. I haven't watched Raw or SmackDown since we were done with our last episode.
Yeah, we kind of get a little... I mean, we've seen some AEW shows.
I have watched every single episode of Dynamite and most of the NXT.
Sprinkled in some takeovers and WWE pay-per-views here and there.
And we're only coming back on a Monday night to warm up for the Wednesday Night Wars because that's just the best content.
Plus, it's what we like watching anyway. So
no offense. I mean, Monday night sucks.
Yeah, Raw is not very good.
3 hours of probably the worst of the 4 shows.
Yeah. SmackDown, though, is
yeah.
We'll
get to that on Friday.
Yeah.
So the Monday Night Messiah is with the Authors of Pain, and
Cuts a very Nexus promo.
He is full on embraced the CrossFit Jesus persona, the Messiah, the Savior.
Yeah, he was getting all up in the Authors of Pain's faces, like touching their face, talking about how if you're not with us, you're against us. I will save you. Like, just very,
you must envision. You must embody the vision of the Monday Night Messiah. It's a little weird. You know what, though? It's a gimmick that suits him.
I like it. I mean, he's gone insane in real life, so might as well have a character that reflects that.
Yeah, he's gone absolutely off the walls insane, so why not?
So this is, of course, in setup for the Seth Rollins and Authors of Pain versus the team of Big Show, Kevin Owens, and Samoa Joe. The Monday Night Fist Fight match. What is a fist fight match, you're probably asking yourself?
That's when you sit down at the 2K Create a Match screen, just smack a bunch of buttons until you have a match, and go, yeah, that sounds about right. It is a 6-man tag team match that is tornado tag, no countouts, no submissions, no pinfalls, no standing 10 count with I thought is a little odd.
Yeah, it's a last man standing match jammed with a 6-man Tornado tag, except
No count.
so
It's when you turn the KO button on a WWE video game, and the ref just goes, yeah, he's had enough.
yeah, so it's at ref's discretion to decide when the other team's just had enough.
Yeah, I mean, if we thought referee discretion in AEW was bad enough, now you're just ref discretion in WWE is, hey, yeah, you're done.
Yeah, I think
You know what? It's just like that Hell in a Cell match. That's where they got this idea. Referee's discretion.
Yikes.
Congrats.
I don't want to talk about anything.
No, man, that was our hot video, right? Let's get back to that.
Yeah, I don't want to reflect on anything of what has to do with that pay-per-view. That brings back bad memories.
You know, I think I would rather do that than talk about this next match.
No, man, this is without a doubt. And I know 2020 just started, but look, man, I think we've got match of the year candidate.
No, man, match of the decade.
Match of the yes, absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. I give you Ricochet versus Mojo Rawley.
Mojo Rawley, the most over Mojo, what is your gimmick, dude? I think your gimmick at this point is just I am Mojo Rawley.
I mean, he had that weird, like, looking in the mirror, like, I hate myself, I love my, like, I don't even know what the point of that gimmick was, but he's just kind of completely abandoned that. I don't know what this gimmick is.
I have no idea. He's just, I am Mojo Rawley.
His gimmick is I'm big and mean.
I think his gimmick now is I'm not Zack Ryder.
I think his gimmick is I can't win a match, because that's precisely what happened tonight. Ricochet, with the easy victory, wins with the 630.
I have written down here 2 notes. Boring-ish. 630 finish.
It was fast, though. I mean, I'll give it that. But then we get a Street Profits promo.
And who wants the smoke? Monday Night Smoke wants the smoke.
Yeah, because Raw is on fuego, borrowing lines from Mauro Ranallo there. But he of course has the standard pop culture reference. He acknowledges it.
Hey, pop culture references.
So again, Street Profits, I love you, but what your purpose is on a Monday Night Raw, I don't understand.
It's the same as our truths, which we will get to.
Yikes! And then we get let's be honest, it's the best women's match of the decade, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Charlotte Flair, or soon to be, is it going to be Charlotte?
Cien Almas? No.
Charlotte Almas?
Remember, we agreed because they already took Andrade's last name. They're going to make him Andrade Flair.
It's either going to be Andrade Flair, or they gave her the last name.
They just take it away.
She'll just be Charlotte.
Charlotte again.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Well, I mean, this match.
So it's Charlotte versus Sarah Logan. Poor girl. I mean, she's just had nothing to do since the
she looks like she belongs with the Viking Raiders. I booked that.
I would.
Are you listening, Vince?
WWE ideas, just there you go. Like, I mean, send the contract. I mean, we're available, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I love my job, but
hey man,
they have a flexible schedule.
I'd crank out better ideas than whatever the heck y'all are doing week in and week out. But I mean, there's not much to talk about here. Figure 8, Sarah Logan taps. Who cares?
I remember the point where the ref is counting the double count out, and he's up to like 6, like in 6 seconds, and I was like, oh God, yes, please, please, God, yes, please.
Well, no,
and then he stops counting.
Well, even before that,
the big boot to start the match.
Out the gate, Charlotte hits a big boot, and she's won match. I was like, yes,
that's it.
Cover.
G-Night, we can get out of this.
And nah.
So then they go backstage after this match to Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is absolutely wigging out about the rules.
No, man, he's fine.
No, man, I'm good. No, Kevin, the rules are going to be fine, dude. The rules are going to be fine.
I'm good.
Look, they're not that confusing, all right, man? And then Big Show shows up and just says, dude, we don't need rules because I have the 7X fist.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
I has big fist, we win match.
Welcome back, Big Show. So glad.
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad he is back. I genuinely am. Because he is in good shape.
He's in great shape, but I thought Braun Strowman retired your ass a long time ago. So
I guess not.
It's 2020, man. We could have left Big Show on the last decade. Come on now.
Now we want to talk about segment of the decade.
This
Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out to the ring.
To a resounding, negative reaction from the crowd.
Heyman acts like a redneck, then says, "Men, women, and the things that live in Kentucky." Calls them stupid. They start a "you suck" chant. They hop out of the ring. That's it. Promo over. Right?
Yeah, this was great,
improvisation.
Improv from Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. As soon as the crowd starts the "you suck" chant, they just go, "F it, we're just gonna leave the ring."
Now this is the thing for me. If I'm Heyman, I write Raw, right? Screw it. I'm just walking to the back. I'll find something to put in. I don't even care.
But then we wouldn't have got the best segment of the night.
That is true. Which Heyman then goes, "Brock doesn't suck." No kidding. And just a reminder for you all, Brock Lesnar is entering the Royal Rumble match as number 1, and he intends to win, and it's a spoiler because I only spit the truth. Only the truth comes...
And then who would come out then R-Truth?
Ladies and gentlemen, the 24/7, 48/7, 7-Eleven, I-95 South, Lexington, Kentucky, European television champion of the world, R-Truth.
How many times has he won? I know he broke John Cena's streak, but
I'm not even going to question it. So R-Truth comes out because he says he was called out by Paul Heyman.
Yeah, he says that he declares himself for
the Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble. and
then says, for the first time ever, the 24/7, 48/7, 7-Eleven, I-95 South, Lexington, Kentucky, European Intercontinental Television Champion, there's no Intercontinental, European Television Champion of the world will be in the Royal Rumble. Because he wants to take on that big guy over there, Paul Heyman.
Brock's just, at this point, just dying.
He's losing it. And
I
Paul
don't know
Heyman...
if no one told Brock what was going to happen here.
I really hope Paul Heyman probably just didn't tell Brock anything.
Brock's just losing it.
Brock probably...
The whole segment.
Brock probably thought that R-Truth just came out of his own fruition. That's my hope for this. Paul Heyman didn't tell Brock anything.
So then Paul obviously just goes, "You're not going to be fighting me in the
I'm
Rumble.
Not in the match. You're going to be fighting
Brock
Lesnar."
Yeah, Truth wanted none of that smoke. He immediately backtracked, goes, "I am officially undeclaring for the Rumble."
No, I am officially undeclaring the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Thanks, Truth.
And then
he goes into his... Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, it's just... Paul Heyman is just, baffled, and he's just like, "Truth, why would you think you're fighting me?" He's just like... And then Truth goes, "Heyman, you talk a lot."
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Your mouth is like on a motor. You just go on and on and on and on. And the crowd starts chanting and on and on. And
Paul Heyman's getting more and more flustered.
Brock's losing his mind. And then Truth's music hits. He's shouting, "What's up?" Brock lays him out with an F5 and goes, "That's what's up."
No, but the best part of what happened when Brock lays him out, Truth's laid out in the ring, and Brock's looking at the 24/7 title.
And I look over at Marcus and I go, "Oh, he's got to pin him. He's got to take that."
He picks it up. And at that point, I'm like, it's happening.
That's it. Brock is becoming 24/7 champion. And then he throws it down on R-Truth and says, "That's what's up." So, again, this is another missed booking opportunity. I brought this up to you, and you said this would have been creative idea of the year. Here you have R-Truth lose to Brock. Obviously, Brock pins him. In the Royal Rumble, R-Truth enters. Brock is already on the mat for some godforsaken reason. Truth just lays on top of him, pins him for the 3 count for the title, eliminates himself, and runs to the back. That would have been perfect. That would have been the most amazing moment in wrestling this year.
The pop would just, as soon as R-Truth's music hits for the Rumble.
Oh my God. And the pop of him just leaving with the title hung over his head. He could have been the 4th or 5th guy in the ring. Brock just got laid out by, I don't know, Braun Strowman or something.
Yeah.
Somebody hit him with a steel steps.
You have Lawler going, and Drew's gonna win the Rumble, and then he just
Jumps out of the ring. Would have been perfect. Thanks, WWE. Thank you for robbing me of another perfect moment.
So then we go to commercial. We come back, and I'm sitting here like they're showing Truth being escorted out of the ring, and I'm looking at Nick like, why? Like, what's? Oh, I'm sorry. We need a Truth being escorted to the back segment for an F5.
Because we need him to feel. We need to feel bad for Truth. Like, Truth is already over enough, dude. Like, we don't need this.
Yeah.
And then Mojo Rawley becomes 24/7 champion for the second time. Who booked him to do this twice?
Yeah, that to no reaction from the crowd. Nobody cares about Mojo. I'm sorry. I like Mojo. I think he's probably a good person in real life. He's super athletic. Like, as a wrestling talent, you've got something good on your hands, but you don't do anything with him. I don't care at this point. The guy's been in the company for how many years? You missed the ball, WWE.
Look, and I hate to say this, but R-Truth and the 24/7 championship, there have been so many great, hysterically funny moments. So many moments that you just look at it and go, this is just batshit crazy. I love it. Him and Drake Maverick's wedding, like, that was hilarious.
That was the best thing.
Honestly,
2019.
I hate to say this. I want to see him and Drake Maverick go at it at WrestleMania for the title.
Obviously pre-show, but
No, main event. Main event. Truth
not?
wins the Rumble.
there you go.
Drake Maverick wins the Rumble.
Oh.
Challenges R-Truth at Mania.
There you go. Book it, Vince.
Book it.
Book it, Vince. Yeah, so yikers. We get then the best. I can't even say this with a straight face. I did not think it'd be 2020 and we'd still be talking about this angle.
All right.
This started in what, the beginning of the summer?
No. Started 3 months ago. It was our first video, that Monday Night Raw video.
What? I mean, it feels like it's been.
I have written down here, when we cut things short after shooting our last video, we had no idea, not a singular idea, that this BS would still be going when we pick things back up.
Going
like,
strong.
We thought we might have only been gone a couple of weeks before things happened. We were gone 3 months plus.
We're in a new decade, and this is still happening.
Going on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
WWE, you have nothing better to do with Bobby Lashley?
I mean, God, the opportunity. It's Bobby freaking Lashley. The opportunities, Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, the matches make themselves.
And you're just like, you know what? He's going to marry Lana, because that's good shit.
And just, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about this too. Imagine, and I guess because, they're both, in the wrestling business, so obviously they're cool with it, but just imagine how it's got to feel for Rusev to just for like months on end watch another man fake bang your wife. That's just... And that is the angle. They've openly talked about how much sex they're having.
Yeah,
on live TV.
To be fair, we did have the Linda McMahon getting drugged angle.
I mean, let's not forget how the in storyline Triple H's Stephanie McMahon marriage happened. So,
or anything with Kane and Lita.
I don't want to talk about that unless we get demonetized. Yeah, so this is a thing. They show Bobby Lashley and Lana entering the arena when they first arrive. And
they made New Year's resolutions, 2 of them. We're going to be positive going forward. And we are going to crush Rusev.
Yeah, I don't get why she still reverts to the Russian accent when you...
Why?
Clearly you've given up on being fake Russian, so why revert to the Russian accent if you're... Just stop.
Why is this even a thing, bro? Like, Bobby Rusev would be a great feud if Lana was not involved at all.
I mean, I think the best...
Or, God forbid, Liv Morgan.
And even, this is Bobby Lashley versus... Or, I'm sorry, Bob.
Bob.
Come
on, Bob. Come on, Bobby.
Bob Lashley versus Rusev is a great match.
Robert Lashley.
Yes, I feels bad for Bobby Roode. It really does.
Rest in peace to his WWE career for now.
But this feud, man, I mean, everything with Lana, it's just bad. But again, the match is all right. So
it's Rusev versus Lashley with Lana at ringside.
So the match is, it's going all right. And then we get, which I thought was kind of weird, we get this, like, random Lana interference. And I'm like, okay, that's probably how they're going to end the match, right? Ref's distracted, Rusev distracted. And
Bobby
then
goes for a chop block.
He just hits a chop block and then, like, a takedown.
Okay.
Like,
Bobby, when his back is turned and you are on your knees, you swing up at the buttocks.
I was mind blown. I was like, you just wasted a Lana interference for a chop block?
My favorite is just before this when Rusev starts throwing punches and all of a sudden he's like throwing straight rights.
He's throwing haymakers.
And Lana's looking at him like, y'all, you realize we're not actually banging, right? Like, this is
like,
a storyline,
the look
dude.
on Bobby's face and Lana's face, like, Rusev is throwing closed fists, and I'm
like, we watched Wrestle Kingdom 14, which we will not do a video for because we do not have time for New Japan just yet.
Also, it was just, I don't want to, I'm not going to say it because I don't want the whole of the IWC on my back.
It wasn't bad.
Nah, man, it was bad.
It was very long.
I'm sorry, but
it was long. He straight up looked like Kota Ibushi in that Ibushi Okada match where Ibushi literally just went blank face and just started full on hammer fisting Okada over the back of the head.
Yeah, these were some legit shots, but then we get the Liv Morgan interference because there's a lesbian angle in this feud apparently. Again, I haven't really been paying attention to wrestling, that much. I didn't realize this was a thing. I did catch up a little bit, and I did a little bit of research after this match to kind of catch myself up. So I didn't know that there was a Liv Morgan Lana lesbian angle.
Well, you heard that Liv Morgan leaked pictures of the two of them, yeah?
I did not know that.
Part of the angle.
Yikers.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's...
Tasteful.
Liv Morgan comes out, and she's like... Apparently she got smacked last week, or however long ago it was, from Lana. So she's like, smack me now. Like, try that now. Like, And Lana's like,
throws the beer
down,
in the face.
Grabs... I think it was a beer. Looked like maybe it was a Coke or something. Just chucks it in Liv Morgan's face and then whips her into the barricade. And that's the end of Liv Morgan right there.
Yeah, and apparently at that very moment, Rusev had his back turned or something because Lashley just absolutely speared the living hell out of him.
You wouldn't have seen it though because the
cameraman. The camera work for this Raw was
so bad,
dog meat,
so bad.
But yeah, so Lashley hits Rusev with the spear, 1, 2, 3, 4, the win. And then after the match...
And so Lana and Bobby come back. Was it Charlie?
No, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Backstage interviewer number 2, sir. And I'm sorry, that was me.
No, we did get one of those tonight. The blonde lady who interviewed Andrade, and I was like, who were you? Yeah, it was probably Charlie who interviewed them.
I like Charlie, and I'm sure the other one's nice too. I just don't know
who you are. I love Charlie Caruso.
Yes, but
I know your whole name.
There you go. So they get backstage, and Lana's fuming. She's like, this is ridiculous. You're gonna embarrass me. I'm an influencer. I'm a model. I'm a fashionista. Like
I am issuing a challenge.
You're doing what?
Next week on Raw.
Wait, Lana.
It'll be Bobby Lashley.
It's gonna be what?
And myself in a mixed match against Rusev and Liv Morgan.
Lana, what are you doing?
They will not put me down. I am a model.
I just beat Rusev.
But I am a... Do you not get this? I am a model. I am a supermodel.
So we got the...
You gonna make me do this again, Lana?
We got the power couple's first fight. It's already in the new decade and they're already fighting. That's not a good sign for this marriage. But... Yeah, so that's going to be a thing. It gets announced, so that is a thing next week. It's going to be Rusev and Liv Morgan versus Bobby Lashley and Lana. We get a promo from them, actually.
After this match, the Viking Raiders Tag Team Championship Open Challenge. You know what? I finally understand why Eric is in this tag team.
Oh, your hatred of this man.
I finally get it. Not that Ibar can't talk. He needs a little work on the mic. Eric's good on the mic. And that's about it. That's about all he's good for.
He's a good wrestler, man.
Yeah, he's really good at taking up time in the ring when I could be doing anything else.
Oh my god. There has to be that one guy in the ring. But,
No, there really doesn't. Go watch AEW tag teams.
well, this is WWE again, so...
Yeah, there's
and
gotta
even
be one
then
guy
in AEW, I mean, who's the one young buck that always gets his butt kicked in every match? I mean, come on.
But they both do cool things. Eric's just...
So does Eric. I've seen him do... I've watched more of Eric than you have.
Whatever.
So...
Anyways, it's inserted by the Singh brothers.
Yes.
Who are shooting a Bollywood movie on the way to the ring?
Yeah, that... Look, Singh Bros, I don't care. Nobody cares. Go back to Jinder Mahal, please.
Yeah, like, I looked at him twice tonight. I looked at you and I said, this Raw makes me miss Jinder Mahal. That's how bad it is.
I mean, at least Jinder Mahal, when he was WWE champion, showed up
and
every
fought.
week. And, I mean, him and Brock fight a similar style. They're both stiff
As
all
hell.
hell. Yeah.
Look like they could genuinely kill a man with just their pectoral muscles.
And both on heavy amounts of steroids. So, there you go.
Actually, this is funny. I have from a source.
Allegedly.
No, I do have a source. I have a friend who works at a restaurant in Florida. And he may be watching this. If you are, Nige, talking about you. Jinder Mahal came into the restaurant. He's slimmed down a lot lately.
Really?
A lot of that due to the injury, likely, but a decent amount of that
Okay.
reportedly is because he's weaned himself off the roids.
Okay.
That's not from the source. I'm just saying.
Well, Jinder, get well soon, please, because the Singh Bros need you. Yeah, that they get dispatched quickly. Viking Raiders win. Not much to talk about. I do want to get into this though. Actually, before I do, real quickly, we get the Rusev Liv Morgan promo. Rusev.
Why did you give Rusev a mic?
Rusev
Why did you give Rusev a mic?
Rusev is normally all right, but he's just
This was so bad, dude.
fumbling over his words. Oh, there's a bottle. Yeah, so he's just fumbling over his words. He repeats himself like
At least three times.
At least 3 times.
It wouldn't be a Revolution podcast if something didn't fall off of your bar. I'm just saying. But yeah, so Rusev did absolutely poorly on the mic. Like, it was kind of sickening to watch at points because he's done well.
Thank God Liv Morgan comes in and saves this promo.
Liv Morgan is like Alexa Bliss, but can't wrestle as well as Alexa.
Yikes. I don't know if I agree with you there, champ. I don't know.
I don't know, dude. I mean, on the mic, they are just as fiery as one another.
And let's be honest, Alexa Bliss ain't even that good in the ring.
She ain't. No, she's not exactly.
Yikers.
Well, I'm not saying Liv Morgan's absolutely terrible. She has time to develop.
I don't know. I think my thing with Liv Morgan is they just haven't done much with her. I mean,
Man, she's a member of the Riot Squad.
She's in the Riot Squad. She had her, and it's funny too because her and Alexa Bliss, like their careers have kind of had in terms of like just what WWE's done with them, like character wise, identical. I mean, both of them came in NXT with the super bubbly like Valley Girl like type story and character, excuse me, and then they turned heel and mean girl, but one of them turned lesbian apparently. And then now she's just kind of floating around doing whatever because what is the women's division in WWE? I mean, I know I have bagged on AEW.
We could do an entire video on what has happened to women's wrestling across the board except for NXT.
I mean, y'all did this whole thing with the Women's Revolution and putting a women's version of every major match every year. I mean, we've got the Women's Royal Rumble, but what even... Do you even have enough women on your main roster to do a Women's Royal Rumble?
No, they're going to pull from NXT.
And they're going to probably bring back old legends
again. But this is the thing that makes me very angry. You look at the main roster, their women's division, and you have a lot of people who... Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan... They're not that good. I mean, They're good, but no one cares.
Okay, first of all, I don't think Sarah Logan's good. That's just my opinion, but I don't think she's very good either.
This is the way I look at it. You have, in NXT, you have Shayna Baszler, Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, Tegan Nox. She needs a little work still. But Tegan Nox, who's fantastic. Yeah. I love you, Tegan. Still. You've got a plethora of absolutely amazing. Candice LeRae, Io Shirai.
Well, the good thing about NXT is that they pull also from the NXT UK women's division,
but
too.
That's what I'm saying is, you have all of these fantastic women. Send Liv Morgan down. Down. Move them off the main roster.
Excuse me, it's a lateral move now?
Jesus Christ. Send them off.
Hey, man, they won Survivor Series.
Oh, God. Send them off the main roster. Put Toni Storm where she belongs, in the spotlight.
I don't want to see... I'm sorry, but I don't want to see... Not that I don't want to see Toni Storm on the main roster, or the main roster. I don't want... But I don't. Why? Not because she's not good enough, but because I don't want them to... I don't want to do that to her career.
Because she's not Charlotte, Sasha, or Bayley.
You love her. Why do you want to see that happen to her?
I know. I love her. I love Tegan Nox.
Put that poison on her career?
Yeah, you're right.
That's a yikes for me, dog.
Anyways, you're still putting our Twitters down there, right?
Absolutely.
Tony, hit me up.
So, yeah, but I want better for Liv Morgan. Hopefully, after this horrible angle eventually dies, you do something with her. And it still, again, boggles my mind how we have a women's tag division when you have, 2 women's tag teams? I mean, you broke up so many of them, and I don't get it.
No, you're forgetting. We still have Sonya and Mandy. We still have Alexa and Nikki. They're just not fighting in tag team matches.
Yikes. Yeah, I just don't care. But then, okay, we get into... And I'm sorry, I don't want to be, negative Nancy coming back in our comeback video. And
oh, come on, that's what the people love about us, though.
I know it seems like in these Raw reviews that I'm just every week, I don't care. But do you care? Does anybody care? I'm sorry.
The reason you are probably watching this video is A, you know us, or B, you find us extremely entertaining, so much so that you would rather sit through an hour of us talking than watch 3 hours of that. That's how bad Raw is.
And you can tell how much we love doing this because we're willing to suffer through 3 hours of Raw because we love you guys.
Okay, look, I'm going to come clean. I asked him if we could only do Wednesday nights because this is just tiring, dude. I hate watching the main roster. Yeah, it is so slow. There's nothing.
Yeah, it just drags, and I keep holding out hope that it will get better, but and the thing is that there are flashes of good.
Oh, the Messiah of Monday Night. That is going to be... The Monday Night Messiah is going to be a fantastic gimmick.
Anything with R-Truth and the 24/7 title.
Right.
Is amazing.
And they hit it right with The Fiend, too. So they got a couple things that recently they've hit right on. But, dude, you've got so much more to fix before it becomes the level of NXT or AEW or... I mean, at this point, I this is just me. I'd rather rewatch Wrestle Kingdom than watch Raw.
I mean, I fall asleep doing both. But that's why we're here, right? To tell you, WWE, what you're doing wrong, and maybe, hopefully, you'll take our advice one of these times.
But I mean, really, they're not listening. They're listening, and they're just sitting there banging their head, our viewers, of course, banging their head against a brick wall going, why is Vince McMahon not in charge and not somebody like these two buffoons?
Seriously, though.
Seriously, we come up with some very crazy, stupid stuff, but, that would be more entertaining than watching the Singh brothers answer an open challenge for a tag team match again.
I mean, one of these days, I just want to see, crazy events come back and just, I don't know if he just needs to, snort a line or coke or something and then just, do something outlandish. Like when he made Jinder Mahal world champion. I'm pretty sure he was on something when that happened. Vince, I mean, I don't want to encourage drug use on our podcast. Kids, say no to drugs.
But... the one I've dedicated to my grandmother.
Yes. Kids, say no to drugs, but Vince, whatever it takes, man. I'm just saying. But... I want to reel it back in. Let's get back to the Becky Lynch and Asuka contract signing featuring Kairi Sane. Yep.
So apparently,
I'm a heel. I promise. Because that's all I see when I see Kairi Sane.
Apparently, changing a wheel for a spinny umbrella makes you a heel.
And then just jabbing Becky Lynch with the umbrella. Just, yeah.
And King just looks so uncomfortable during the whole thing. Probably because there's no puppies.
Yeah, I don't think anyone... First of all, it's not like King knows what's going on anyway, but he really looked like he was just like, why am I here?
What is going on? I don't think anybody told him what was going to happen. They just said, hey, go out in the ring and it's going to be a contract signing.
Yeah. And
especially this is highlighted when he goes, and that's it. It's official. They signed the contract.
Yeah, it was like...
just stood there.
It almost seemed like they were supposed to be more, because like Asuka comes out, she's like screaming at the very beginning, and then like she just sits down and signs the contract, and Becky
and
says,
Lord knows what Asuka was saying to Becky in that moment.
She could be cussing her out, and you have no idea.
Like, we're not putting this on the camera because we can't, but we had a very, very good exchange on what could have been said in that moment, and just let your imagination wander as to what she could have just been screaming at Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure on the WWE has the different announced teams, and one of them does include the Japanese announce team. I'm sure they were just bleeping all that out. Yep. Yeah, because I don't know what the heck she was saying, but yeah, she signs the contract, and then Becky just says nothing and signs the contract, and I feel like
let the best man win. Something like that.
I feel like this Raw was probably running long because it was, and they just probably had just made a cut. They're like, nope, cut it. As you see, because as soon as that happens, then so Asuka with the mist. I'm sorry, we just had. If you're wondering what the awkward cut is,
sorry if there's a frame skip there. We had a moment that didn't quite make it to tape.
No.
Thanks, Truman.
Yeah, but so Asuka with the mist. She spits the mist at Becky Lynch, who did a fantastic job, almost too much
of selling it.
Yeah, Asuka, she's all excited. She's walking down the ramp, and Becky's just screaming, "Oh God!" Like explicits. They have to bleep a couple words and just freaking out, and then like she says, "Give me a friggin' microphone," and I'm thinking, okay, this is gonna be cool. And
with her eyes like glued shut.
And then like we get this like really cryptic, like unnerving, dark promo about like fighting through like anger or something. I don't even know, man.
I have nothing to fight for anymore. I feel so happy and complacent with who I am, but you've awakened something dark and deep inside of me every time that I fight you, and you can't run anymore. And okay.
Again, I know we've missed a lot.
Yeah, like I've been out of the loop on Raw, but
as far from what I'm seeing, all this from Mist,
I mean,
a little bit of an overreaction.
There's
right?
definitely been some stuff leading up to it. There's definitely been some stuff leading up to it.
But do you think it? I mean, this was just very.
That was an overreaction.
Yeah, this
is something you should have done a week from now, or
maybe
2 weeks from now.
Maybe something you say in the ring with Asuka before you sign the contract.
Yeah, when King goes, "Do you have anything to say?"
And you were just like,
"Nah, I'm good."
Nah, man, screw it. I'll say it after I get misted. So, yeah, then we get, which this is gonna be a pretty good feud, but it's part 3 of the Who's Dominic's Dad angle.
Oh, no.
Now it's Andrade's turn.
Andrade and Rey Mysterio will be in a ladder match, not for the custody of Dominic, but for the United States Championship. Andrade then says, Andrade and Zelina are backstage. Zelina calls Rey a disgraced legend, a lowlife, a disgrace to the Latino race, and then says that he is a disgrace and a disgraceful father figure for Dominic. And I look at Marcus and I'm like, again, we're going to have another custody battle right here in WWE.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Dominic to come back and, get axed again by another pro wrestler, because we saw what happened last time. He got in the ring with Brock Lesnar.
Well, we all know that's Dominic's daddy.
Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna have to be a triple threat now. We're gonna have to put Brock in this match, right?
Well, no, because it's going to be his father is Rey Mysterio, his actual father. His daddy is Brock. We've clearly found that, and his father figure, his dad, can be Andrade.
Yeah.
It'll be the Holy Trinity.
There you go. See, book it, Vince. This is gold, right?
Yeah, no, that was really bad. That was really if Book Vince is this.
That's that cocaine Vince.
Did I just say if Book Vince is this? This is how long it's been since we've done this.
Nick, that's that cocaine Vince I'm talking about. That's good shit.
Yeah, we're gonna make Dominic Mysterio have 3 dads, and they're all gonna fight to see who becomes the undisputed father of Dominic Mysterio.
I need this match. And at least in 2K, I need to see this.
The following is the undisputed father of Dominic match.
Oh, I need it. I need it. But,
Well, then Chavo could come back to battle for Eddie's claim to custody. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, not see, we're piecing it together.
Long-term angle, and yet it's still probably better than half the stuff that you put on the table.
This would cap off at Mania. You just know it.
It would, too. That's the sad part.
But
we literally threw that together in 3 minutes. We didn't even talk about that before the show. We threw that together in 3 minutes, and that would be a Mania angle. That's how bad WWE is now.
So then, obviously, with there's a response from Rey Mysterio, who also I failed to mention too that the end of the Andrade promo, he goes on a impassioned rant, all in Spanish though, and the look on
there was a little bit of English. He says that he is a disgrace to the Latino race,
but in
he goes.
Yeah, but in the impassioned part,
that was very Spanish.
That was all in Spanish, and you just saw the look on the interviewer's face. I believe that was
female interviewer number 2.
Yes, just. And then
they cut to Ray with Charlie Caruso.
And then Ray spitting that Spanglish. I mean, you hear he obviously he's always done this. He cuts part of the promo in English, then he jumps to Spanish, then jumps back to English.
He says that Andrade is the bad example for the Latinos because he injured the upstart Humberto Carrillo,
who apparently Vince has just completely fallen off on. I mean, the man hasn't won a match as far as I know, at least, he hasn't won a match.
But he says that he is not going to just win the United States Championship. He is going to take it from Andrade.
Yes, Ray.
Ray. I don't think there's any other way to do it. I mean, look, I love you, bud, but I guess when you're cutting promos, I just said book Vincent, so I suppose we all make mistakes.
So Ray versus Andrade, battle of the promos. This one's going to have to go to Andrade, and I didn't even know what he said for the last half of it, but I'm going to give it to him just because it wasn't what the hell that was from Rey Mysterio. So,
and we reach...
we were at match 3 in the 3-part series of...
Black Murphy.
Yeah, which has apparently been taking the world by storm.
I've seen clips of their matches up to this point. Okay. I haven't become entirely ignorant to you, WWE. I've seen clips of their matches up to this point, and they have been rather good. I've rather liked what I've seen, and this was one of the better matches of the night tonight.
This was a really good match. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna say it does nothing for either man. Look.
Well, hold on now. It does nothing for either man in the initial outcome of the match. You have to remember what happens at the end of Raw, and we will get to that.
That is fair, but couldn't you have just skipped all of that and just had it happen regardless?
I'll explain my take on it. We'll get there. Go ahead. You talk about the match.
I mean, I guess my thing is with it is just the fact that, again, it's a great match. I mean, both of these men are phenomenal athletes, some of the best wrestlers today. But who walks out of this? I mean, if you're black and you've beaten Murphy 3 times now, I mean, we are from a wide-eyed perspective. I mean, you expect black to beat Murphy. Right?
3 times, yeah.
3 times. You expect him to win every match, so you don't really get anything out of that.
I'd say 9 out of 10.
But if you're like if you're a fan of Murphy, or if you're Murphy trying to like to come up, then you need the win, and to not win a single match, then you're just back at the status quo. What have you gained except to show that you look weak? You can't win the big ones. So.
Now, this is the one part that's really interesting in the match. Aleister Black hits Murphy with a black mass. Shoulders flat on the mat. 1, 2, and the ref signals that there's a kick out. Now, there's no camera angle from that side.
Yeah.
No idea what happened. So maybe Murphy budged the shoulder. I have no idea what's happening. But I looked at Marcus and I was like, I don't think that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, I think there was like maybe like there was just a little bit of. We've seen this before where like there was a pinfall and someone's shoulder was. I think it was like a Shasa versus Becky match or something, and the internet
The shoulder was slightly up. Yes.
I remember the internet lost their mind, so the ref obviously was like,
I'm not losing my job.
yeah, because didn't that ref that counted that he got fined, didn't he?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so this ref's like, nah, I'm not taking no chances.
So, and that's the smart thing. Refs are told to call it as they see it, regardless of what the outcome of the match is supposed to be.
So then we had to sell Murphy kicking out of a black mask.
And then getting absolutely his head taken off.
You know that Aleister Black had to have been, in his mind at least, furious because that they have made that black mask. First of all, has that been kicked out of?
I'm not sure.
I mean, maybe it did on NXT, but on the main roster, I don't think it's been.
I mean, it's not quite up there with the one-winged angel, but you know.
Yeah,
whatever.
but they pushed that as like a one-hit quit. Like you get caught
like the
with
RKO.
That. Yeah, so if the fact that like to be fair, it wasn't it was so like you could slide a piece of paper like it was just kind of like a barely shoulder up.
We couldn't even see it.
Exactly. So I guess it doesn't damage the move at all, but you just know. I mean, I don't know if Aleister.
Well, he made a bad cover too. You could argue that.
Yeah, I don't know if Aleister's one of those guys that gets like mad about the protection of his finishers or not. So maybe he just took it on the chin and was like, whatever happens in the business. But even before that happening, though, I mean, I just want to talk about kind of the absurdity of the booking of this match. The fact that we saw earlier in the match, these two were outside of the ring. Referee's count is like up to like 7. And Murphy has Aleister Black laid out on the outside of the ring, slides back in the ring. I'm like, that's it. He just won the match right there. 10 count. Breaks the ref's count.
But you're a heel.
And I'm like, not only are you a heel, but you've shown via your attacks that you are obsessed with winning this match.
Right. And I said, maybe it's one of those things where he wants to beat him personally. Kind of thing.
But then we see later on in the match Murphy go for the cover, but pulling on the tights. So it's just like, then what was that?
No idea.
So after the match, Murphy's distraught. He's just sitting on the outside of the ring, leaning on the barricade, and
he doesn't get up.
Charlie Cruiser comes over and she's got the mic. She's like, "Hey."
Well, that was during the next match, correct?
The interview?
I believe so.
No, this was like right after.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And he comes over and she's like, "Hey, can I get a word?" And then Murphy's just like, "Not now, Charlie." And she's like, "I just one question, please, not now." He's just completely distraught, just as he should be. I mean, you lost 3 times to the same guy. This again, momentum killer, did nothing for you. So he's just, and they really sell that because this man doesn't move the whole show. Like, I'm talking just with that sad puppy dog face, just chilling in that exact same spot, just distraught, just... Yeah, it was sad, but... It actually, there is a payoff, not going to spoil it, but there is a payoff to him being there later on. But I got to talk about, I mean, you don't have to, but it is something that happened, the Eric Rowan versus Jobber match that was... all of like 10 seconds, featuring the pet, which still hasn't been revealed yet.
But it bit the hell out of Rowan's hand.
Yeah, there was this blood just all over, and then he takes the bloodied hand and
Iron claw slam.
Just grody. But so that match was over in all of 10 seconds, and then we get the match we've been waiting for all night.
No, the thing we're waiting for is the pet to win the Royal Rumble.
The thing we're waiting for is for Eric Rowan to get his papers, just go. His what is it?
Walking papers.
No, not even that. It's the way that WWE lets go of its talent.
Yes.
It's I forget what is it that they say. The future endeavored. Yeah.
Come to terms on a future endeavor.
Yeah, we're waiting. Not that I wish ever for a man to lose his job, because I'm sure Rowan means well. He's just, I don't care. I thought, from what you saw last time we did this podcast, that he was getting better, but man, I don't care. I mean, you've had multiple shots now, Rowan, and each time it's just whatever. It's time. If not, then not future endeavor, because again, I don't want to wish for a man to lose his job, but at least, send him to the house shows, man. Have him do the house tour,
circuit.
Yeah, and just get him off of my TV, man. Get him off
We've
my
already
TV.
spent enough time on this.
Yeah. So, main event.
All right, so main event is the fist fight between the Authors of Pain and the Monday Night Messiah, and Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and the Big Show. Big Show walks out to pomp and circumstance, applause, no
He's so happy
pyro.
to be back.
He is very happy to be back, and he is immediately attacked from behind by the AOP and Seth Rollins. Kevin Owens' music hits, and him and Samoa Joe run down to save them.
I had no idea. I was like, why is Big Show coming to the ring by himself? That was only set up just so you could have that spot happen. Mm-hmm. It made no sense, but yeah, why not? So that happens. Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe run down to the ring holding kendo sticks, and that kicks off this match. So, fist fight.
Yeah, so, there's not really... there's a couple cool spots. There's not a ton to talk about, except for the usage of the stage.
This is why the stage is there. We get like a Kevin Owens
wall
run backflip off the stage.
Wall run senton.
Yeah, it's
a move. It's a move, man.
That was
wall
amazing.
Run senton.
It was so cool.
That better be in 2K21.
And then quickly following that, we get the Samoa Joe leg drop off the stage through a table. That was a nice spot. So there were a couple good spots in this match, but then
and of course Samoa Joe is laid out on the announce table. He's put through it with a slam of Kevin Owens onto him. There's a couple cool spots. Big Show with the kendo stick, breaking the kendo stick.
But then we get, while Big Show is fighting Seth Rollins goes outside the ring and he sees Murphy still there. And he looks at Murphy and goes, Murphy, help us. Goes back in the ring, and Big Show's got Rollins, and he's about
ready for the WMD.
And then,
bollocks.
Yeah, Murphy comes
in. Hey,
into
you did it
match.
right, Murphy.
Yeah, he's...
he hit him on the thigh.
Yeah, and you could tell because Big Show didn't know how to sell that. He was just kind of awkwardly standing there cringing, but... And then that of course, would lead to the end of this match, which is a curb stomp from Seth Rollins. And
hey, all three men are down on the ground. That's it. That's the match.
Yeah.
Ring the bell.
Almost immediately. Curb stomp happens. Bam. Ring the bell. So that's the absurdity of the fist fight match. And
the Monday Night Messiah
has gained another disciple. Yes.
We've decided that he is going to follow the path of one Jesus, and he's going to have 12 by the end of this.
And I already know who the next disciple is going to be. We talked about this. It's going to be Mojo Rawley is going to be the next disciple, the 24/7 champion. Who better? Because it already kind of seems like WWE with the Seth Rollins angle is kind of copying the Inner Circle angle.
It really is. It perfectly.
So we were like, who's going to be the Jack Swagger, the Jake Hager to this new Inner Circle on Monday Night Raw? It's going to be Mojo Rawley.
So the Monday Night Messiah builds his team up, and we close the show with him embracing Buddy Murphy, who now has his first name back. Congratulations, Buddy.
Yeah, he got his name back.
So, match of the night, MVP.
So
let's start with match of the night.
Match of the night has to be... It's got to be Black Murphy, I'd say.
I would entirely agree. Black Murphy. There's really no close second.
Yeah. MVP for me, R-Truth.
R-Truth. We're on the same page. This is what happens when we take 3 months away. Anyways, we're not going to take any more of your time, especially because I got to be up in 8 hours to go to work.
Yikes.
So,
Keep in mind, we are back. Like,
this is it.
we will be back Wednesday?
Yes. Well, Thursday.
Thursday morning.
This is my
midday.
accountability buddy.
Yeah, so Thursday you'll see the upload from the Wednesday Night Wars, and then Saturday for Friday Night SmackDown. So this
Fingers crossed. Schedule's not out yet.
Yes, but we are going to be. This is going to be weekly again. Like, we're back, guys.
So live from our studios, if you want to call it that, in Sterling Heights, Michigan. My name is Nick Cavalli.
My name is Marcus White.
And we invite you, as always, to join the revolution. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit that cute little bell.
Make sure to follow us on social medias.
Absolutely. And have a good night.
Have a good one, guys.